Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon on this Friday. This is episode 9 of the Chicago Bulls Weekly Show. Episode 9 again, I say. And it's me, G Walker, one half of the CNG Podcast. And I got my partner.
Yo, you know CJ, you know it do what it do on this beautiful Friday, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look, man, we got a lot of stuff to get into, but as y'all can see, look, man, we just got the guy that's been so aggressive and working so hard this season, man. And he's been unbelievable, man. What you think about him, CJ? This
Man,
just
I've been
just this image alone. What does this image say to you about Demar?
it says that CJ gonna have to do some apologies probably real soon.
I swear. But that's just a preview. So we're gonna give y'all a little bit of a sneak peek what we saw from Demar this week with this right here.
The officials discussing it. Eric Lewis, the crew chief, they're gonna look at the replay. Did it hit the rim?
Escaped the rim. It looked like it escaped it.
On that replay, it did not look like it.
Oh man.
See, that's just a sneak peek of what our boy Demar was doing this week. That was just one game. So let's get it cracking. CJ, what you think about that real quick before we give him this intro?
He did his thing. That's it.
All right, let's go ahead and give y'all this intro. Let's get to it.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is G Walker, one half of the CNG Podcast.
And I'm CJ, the other half of the CNG Podcast.
That was the intro. CJ, how you been doing, man? How was your week?
Man, I just been blessed, G Walker, man. It's just really been a blessing, man. 2023 is gonna look real good, man. Definitely on my end. Was able to, just think about certain things that I can do coming up for this coming up for this year. And it's gonna be a beautiful thing, man. When it all comes, when it all plans out the way it's supposed to and goes the way it's supposed to. So I just can't wait to see, man. I just can't wait.
Man, that's good to hear, man. I'm all for it, man. So let's get into it, man. Let's get the people what they want to see, man. Let's go. What you got for them, CJ?
Man,
we lost to the Rockets, right?
Yeah, man. Like we was gonna get into the Knicks, man, but y'all seen it, man. Impressive win by the Bulls, man, for the Knicks, man. The Knicks been giving Bulls a tough time, man. But I just want to say that was an impressive win by the Bulls. They stuck to it. DeMar DeRozan stepped up in that game. I mean, all the guys pretty much did their part. Big win by the Bulls. But let's get into this Houston Rockets game, man, because this Houston Rockets game was I don't know, man. Let's just get into the first overlay. Houston went up to a 10-0 lead. G Walker. Now I want to say the Rockets went out to a 10-0 lead. What the hell was going on, man?
Bruh, this the type of shit that happens all the time with this Bulls team. They let anybody and everybody jump out ahead of them, man. So when I was watching this game and they went on a 10-0 lead, I'm like, it's going to be a long-ass game. It's the same problem we always have. Guys don't want to play defense. Guys don't want to rotate. So we got these young guys in there coming to the house, just putting buckets on our head, man, What'd you think of this, man? I have no words, man. I'm tired of seeing that.
I agree, man. I'm really tired of seeing it. And the thing is that, man, I was thinking in my head that this was going to be a trap game, that the Bulls were going to be feeling themselves, because of that Knicks game. They was going to come in here and be lackadaisical, not take this team seriously. And
right
in the first quarter, I mean, that's exactly what we saw. Now, the Bulls,
yes, sir.
The Bulls did, as we move along in the first quarter, the Bulls did go on an 8-1 run, in the last 1 minute and 57 seconds. But Houston still had a 28-19 lead. So even on the Bulls, even though the Bulls made their run and did what they had to do, man, they gave Houston confidence, man. The young boys can play. What you think, G Walker?
Hey, man, I agree with everything you said, man. We were down, man, in the first quarter by a lot, man. These guys got something to prove. They're young. You got Jalen Green, you got Kevin Porter Jr. over there. You got Kenyon Martin Jr. over there. All these guys can jump. They can, they can dunk. They can score. You know what I mean? So you got to play. And like you said, the Bulls came out here in this game lackadaisical, man, and not taking these young boys seriously. And look at the score, and that tells you that right there.
Exactly, man. And end of the first quarter, Bulls were down 36 to 26. So you can see, look at everybody's heads down, man. Look at Kobe White's head down, and it just don't look good, man. But moving along to the second quarter, um, way into the second quarter, the Bulls took the lead 62 to 61. So with all that being said, the Bulls fought back and ended up taking the lead. I believe Zach LaVine hit a two or a three around this play, I believe. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but they ended up taking the lead, man. So this Bulls team is capable of playing the way they're supposed to play. But the thing that me and G Walker just keep getting frustrated about is when they have these damn slow first quarters.
Yeah, man, it's just getting out of control, man. Like if you want to be a contender and you want to be a serious team in the NBA, you got to play every night, man. You got to be consistent, man. Zach is starting to get his form back, his speed back a little bit as the season goes along. But it's just you have to do this every night. You can't just have one good game, then you lose to a very young team that's probably going to be in a lottery game, and we're looking like a lottery team. So you never know what we're going to get, man.
Yeah, man. I hope that ain't the case, man. But the Bulls did ended up taking the lead, 65 to 64. Now it says down here as we reading it, the Bulls 15th time allowing 60 plus points at halftime this season. That's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, that's wow. That's the size of a bad defensive team. Really bad. Wow, that's terrible. That's terrible. Why do you think this is though, man? Like, is it the because I know you got to think about us switching. And in this
hmm
game, I saw a lot of switching, like you've been saying, they switch too much. They don't stay, one on one. So what you think about that?
I just think what it is, man, and it's a DNA that the Bulls have to have defensively. I kept seeing a lot of people saying, "Oh, Lonzo ain't here, Lonzo ain't here," but you know what? They can take everything that Lonzo does and apply it to the defense. This team should have tape on Lonzo. So what you have to do is understand Lonzo's tendencies and use that to your defense. All these guys can play
Right.
defense. There's no such thing as you can't play defense. You have to move your feet, get your hands up, and play defense. So there should be no reason why
Right.
this Bulls team should be doing what they're doing. I think they could be a pretty good defensive team, team wise, if they just be consistent. That's all we asking for.
Yeah, man. And I agree with you, man. I couldn't agree with you more. We got to be more consistent, man. And it's the same thing every game that we lose. It's like we look like we could contend with the best one night, and it's just like we just so lost against a bad team the next. So it's terrible, man.
Yeah, man. Going to the third quarter, as y'all can see, man, another 35-point quarter. They gave up 36 in the first quarter, and here we go again with this third quarter, 35 points right here, man. So, um, again, we say consistency, man. And it seemed like the Bulls don't do any, they're not playing consistency. And another thing that I'm seeing down here, points in the paint. 52 points in the paint for Houston, only 32 for the Bulls, man. That can't happen.
Yeah, man. And it's a recipe for a loss, a disaster, because how are you going to win? You know what I'm saying? You can lose the game by rebounds, inside points, outside points, points in the paint, 52 points. What is going on? Is Vucevic is just not a rim protector. That is ridiculous, man. That is a absurd amount of points in the paint. That is crazy. That means they just walking down in there, with no type of resistance.
Right, and G Walk, I'm gonna piggyback off of that. Vucevic is not a great rim protector, but what it is, the Bulls have to help him out. And there's been plenty of times where Vooch has switched over, like we keep saying switches, but the problem with the switching is that nobody's rotating to the man that's open. Everybody is so afraid to leave their man, and what it is when Vooch goes to help out another
Excuse me.
another player is that his man is going to the basket or his man is scoring. So that's really part of the issue is that they're not really helping out each other when it comes to defense on the floor. And man, the final
Yeah.
score of this game, 133 to 118. So there you have it.
And this was a blowout, man. It got crazy in the fourth quarter. What happened really in that fourth quarter was that they were switching Vucevic off of on Kevin Porter Jr. And once Kevin Porter Jr. started switching, then Vuce was on him. He should start giving us buckets, and then the team caught confidence, and then everybody else started scoring. But it was a bright spot in that game. Is Patrick Williams. So we got a little video, of me doing a highlight reel, just giving him a little bit of love in a tough loss. Patrick Williams, P-Dub, he's been coming along, uh, you know, this season more than he has any other season he's with. And that's probably because he's been healthy. But Let's see. So CJ, man, what did you think about Patrick Williams in that game, man?
Patrick Williams is playing very well, and I've been stating that over the last several weeks. He has been playing well, and the key thing that I see in that game is that he looks aggressive on both ends. He's getting his hands up on defense, keeping his hands up. He's running the floor, which if you're going to play wing, that's what you got to do. So the confidence on
Right.
this kid, the confidence on that kid is just at an all time high, man. He's only 21 years old. So, like I
Right.
said, man, I expect him to keep playing this way for the remainder of the season. And big things I believe are coming from Patrick Williams.
Hey, I couldn't have said it no better myself. It was just cool to see him get out there and be as good as he was on both ends of the floor. He had a block on Jalen Green, hit a couple threes. He was running the floor. He was passing the ball on the perimeter, like I said. So that was a bright spot that game. But let's keep it along, man. What other accolades you got for us, CJ? What we got going on?
Man, we got the Milwaukee Bucks, man, coming up, man. We got the this game was pretty interesting, man. Very, very interesting. But at the end of the first quarter, of course, Bulls are down 28-32. Now, I was thinking that the Bulls won't give up 40 points in this first quarter. That's what I was thinking.
Right. Right.
But
Yeah, man, it
yeah.
was it was tough, man. It was a tough first quarter, man. Giannis was having his way. It was just going down, man. I'm like, Giannis gonna give us a 40 ball, which he ended up doing. So it was looking like we was hanging around, but you never know with this Bulls team.
Right. All right, man. Let's keep it moving. Let's go into the second quarter. Bulls went on a 7-0 run in the last a minute 55 seconds, man, and we look at the score 57-52. G Walker, did this surprise you, man? Because we saw Milwaukee had 32 points, and the Bulls at this point held them to 20. What's going on?
Man, it was a topsy turvy game. It was up and down. Everybody was making a run. The Bulls, the Bucks. It was just one of those games where we went on a 7-0 run at the right time, in the second quarter. So, it looks like the Bucks was running out of gas a little bit. They was missing shots towards the end of the quarter, and the Bulls was hitting them. You know what I mean? So, hey, that's what happened to me.
All righty, let's keep it moving. At halftime, Bulls had a 2-point lead, 57-55. Um, as you can see, the Milwaukee Bucks, man, right here, this picture says it all, man. They look a little agitated here, man. Giannis got his hands up. A lot of the players, sitting down on the bench. Some of them getting up. They just look a little. I don't know if they took the Bulls not seriously, but this is very surprising from a championship team.
Yeah, man. It's just you got to do. Giannis got to do a lot. Drew is not there. Middleton's not there. So
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is, man. And I forgot what happened at the end of this. Maybe you just mad that we got that shot off at the end of the second quarter.
All right, man. Well, let's move on because we got a little controversy here, a little bit of controversy. So let's talk about it, man. What's going on here? This is
You
in the
know,
third quarter.
hey man, this guy right here, Grayson Allen, he has a rep of being a dirty player. What happened on this play was that the Bulls had the ball, it came up a screen. Uh, I think Zach pushed him into DeMar, and he pushed DeMar all the way out of bounds. And since you got a rep, nobody gives you the benefit of the doubt of not being a dirty player. So to me, this was not a dirty play. It was unnecessary as hell. He didn't even have to do all of that. But when you got a rep of being a guy that's been a dirty player, what do you expect? Nobody's going to give you the benefit of the doubt, right?
Exactly, man. And the thing is, we're gonna get into this a little bit later, man, because there was some stuff being said on Twitter. So we'll get into that a little bit later. But with Grayson Allen, man, you doing a lot of unnecessary shit, man. It's just a lot of unnecessary stuff that don't need to be done, bro. I don't. If somebody pushed you, okay, that shit happens, man. That is basketball. It's gonna happen, man. Nobody's gonna do nothing malicious out here, man. But you the same player that took Caruso out the air and took him out the game, and he couldn't play for 6 months, 7 months. So it's like little stuff,
Right.
little unnecessary things like this, man. It just gotta stop, man, because you gonna run into the wrong NBA player, man, and it's not gonna be the ending is not gonna be good for you at all.
I totally agree, man. And you'll think somebody by now will put him in his place. You know what I mean? But we don't live in that era of basketball no more, where guys are just coming down on the other end. You hit my guy, okay, I'm going to hit your guy and knock you out. That doesn't happen anymore. So he's constantly getting away with this shit for years. So it's just another situation of the night. And that ended up, turning DeMar up. We're not going to get into it right now unless CJ has another overlay he wanted to keep going. We actually got some visuals for you guys from that game.
Right. At the end of the third quarter, the Bulls were down 82-79. So Milwaukee still kept their lead. The Bulls remained close in the game, which was good, man. So the Bulls hung up in
Where's
there.
the overlay?
Huh?
So is there an overlay for that one?
Oh, for that one, no. I don't think I got an overlay for that one. No.
Oh, okay. Continue, sir.
Believe.
My apologies.
That's all right. Fourth quarter, as we see, Bulls 13-2 run. The last 2 minutes 10 seconds, tie game, man. So right here, man, as you see, the fourth quarter game is close, man. It's getting down to the wire.
Yeah, it's getting down to the wire, man. That's what you want. You want to at least compete. Even though they don't have their top guys in Milwaukee, they let you know how strong they really are. Like if we took them all the way to pretty much overtime. Correct. And everything like that, and they wouldn't even have full strength. That'd let you know that this is a legit contender because we gave them everything we could. And they were missing two of their top guys. So what can I say, man? The Milwaukee Bucks are tough.
Exactly. Since G Walker, yes, we did go into overtime, as G Walker just stated. In overtime, man, this man right here hit a big shot, man. Hit a big shot to get the Bulls a 1-point lead, 111 to 110. It was a 3-point shot. So big shot by Vooch. Vooch did his thing on that play and put the Bulls up.
Yep, that is true. And that fourth overtime or the fourth quarter, I think overtime, Patrick even hit a nice elbow shot at the free throw line. He hit a jumper. I think Zach ended up hitting a three in the corner. Then he came down and he got a three that pretty much put us up one. So the last couple of games, when the Bulls decide to pass the ball and be locked in, they do win games. When they decide not to be locked in and be lazy, we lose games.
Exactly. All right, man. Let's go into this. What's going on with my mouse here? All right, here we go. All right, man. Final score of this game: Bulls ended up winning 119 to 113, man.
Hey, man, we can't be mad at that. We can't be mad at that, man. You can't be mad at that. That dunk right there, that's actually visual we got for you guys to show you guys at the end of the game that everything we talked about. So I'm going to hit that play button. We're going to get into it. Me and CJ will talk about what we saw. So give us 1 second.
I was pretty much went into overtime.
All right.
Can
you hear me, CJ?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? Yeah, I can hear you. It's just that you were going in and out with your mic. You were going in and out. Okay. All right, man. Hey, man, you wanna
So that's what that was, but also
you want to get into the next overlays?
How many overlays we got? I mean, go ahead, bro. Can you hear me though? I just want to make sure that my audio is good.
Yeah, I can hear you. You were just going in and out when you was talking, so that's why I couldn't really hear you. And then I think at one point your connection got bad. But DeMar DeRozan ended up having 42 points. He pretty much did his thing in this game and pretty much stepped it up offensively, defensively. I think this is the best overall game from DeMar DeRozan since he's been in the Bulls uniform. What you think, G Walker?
I think he had one of his best two-way games for sure, man. It seemed like he was playing both ends. It seemed like he was engaged. It seemed like he was ready to leave it all up there on the floor. He was making the willing pass to not only Vucevic, but to Pat. Even though Pat wasn't making them, it was still nice to see that they was passing him the ball. You got to feed the young guy so he can at least get the confidence that the ball is coming my way. I got to be prepared mentally to shoot this shot. So this was by far one of the best games I've seen him play. He had a lot of good games. I can't say this is the best one, but this is one of the best for sure. I think this is probably the top three, one of the best games he's had as a Bull. What you think?
I agree. I mean, just the fact that we seen him make a big block, we seen him make a steal. We see DeMar DeRozan stepping up offensively and defensively. That's the only thing we ask is that, hey, if you got three all-stars to your team, They got to show something on both ends of the floor. And DeMar stepped up and he showed that in this game. And I thought it was that was very important.
Hey, I agree. Well, since we're talking about how good of a game we had, we actually got visual video, from that game about his highlight. Let's get to it.
These teams are having a tough time doing, man, is when DeMar DeRozan gets to those spots, they don't send double teams at him or anything. And the Bulls are not really a great 3-point shooting team, so I don't understand why teams don't do that defensively. With DeMar DeRozan having the ball in that spot.
Yeah, man, that's because twos are not better than threes, so they'll just let him do that all game. They'll let him do that all game.
Exactly.
But let's go into these last overlays right here, man. I got one I found on the one. It says this is Zach LaVine. Like I said, he's looking like he's getting his rhythm back, more than he has been all season. I felt I just needed to get back in rhythm and the timing, because if you don't do it, you lose it. And that's true. He really put it out there, and that's what he was looking like. He lost it, but he got to get in that rhythm. What you think about that, CJ?
I mean, well, I don't think he lost it. I just think what it is that when you have a knee surgery, it's going to take your knee time to heal. And this is a guy who didn't practice all summer, who had to pretty much do cardio and try to get back on the floor. So it was going to take him about 25 to 30 games to get himself in the rhythm. And we're right around that mark. And he's right there, where I think he needs to be. So, I mean, I'm expecting Zach to, hopefully finish strong.
Great point, man. I agree with you totally, man. We're going to get into another one. This is another one by Zach LaVine. And this is just basically saying, if you don't have belief, what are you doing here? And that's true. You have to believe in what you're doing. You have to believe that you're competitive. You have to believe in your teammates. You have to believe in yourself. And you have to believe in your coaches. And you're confident. So, the recent struggle of the team is getting to guys, but Zach letting you know, if you don't have belief, what are you doing here? What you think about this statement, CJ?
I definitely agree with Zach is saying. You got this team has to believe that they can do it, and the Bulls can do it. At times they play like a lottery team, and I just don't understand it. And at other times they play like a playoff team. So the Bulls just got to keep playing consistently on both ends, and they should be able to, get back within the playoff run. I mean, they're right there right now, but we should be able to start winning some more games.
I agree with you, man. So we're going to get into this next overlay, which is something about Vucevic, and he said this right here. He said, no team – this is about a trade. This is about trading Vuce. He says no team will give up significant assets for a short-term rental. So if Vucevic is dealt, rest assured it will be a team that knows that they can and will re-sign him. So, there's been a lot of speculation about Vucevic being traded. And he hasn't really not gave the people a reason not to think that he could be traded, especially as far as him being rim protected. So, what you think about this, CJ?
I mean, here's the thing. When we first got Vooch, the first thing that I said that he's not a rim protector, so it's going to be an issue and a problem. And you got to think about it. When we got him, Laurie Marketing was here. Both of those guys are not rim protector guys, so I knew what Vucevic is and what he's not. So the thing is, with Vooch, he's so valuable offensively. It's kind of hard to just give him up for nothing. You got to get him for something. I just don't think teams out there was giving the Bulls anything that they can say, okay, we'll like that, we'll take it.
I totally agree with that, man. Vooch, he could go to a team where they pretty much going to resign. That's going to be a team that's not probably a playoff team really or a contender. Because most contender teams and playoff teams, their roster set and they got all the money. They can't really. Some teams don't want to go over the luxury tax. So depending on where he could possibly go, I don't know. I don't think they're going to trade him, but you never know. But we're gonna go to this next overlay about our boy DeMar. Right here, it says that it's not ideal where we're at, but hey, great stories start with some sort of tragedy. That's true. I mean, every day or every game can't be, a championship feeling or you beating everybody by 25, 30 points. Teams go through up and downs. Teams have adversity. Players go through adversity. So this is a great statement by DeMar showing his leadership, and not letting him get to it. What you think about this quote by DeMar?
I agree. Teams are going to have up and down. Teams are going to have injuries. Teams are going to go through a lot of different things. It's all about, coming together and just playing for each other at the end of the day. We know that the Bulls are going to lose games, but the thing that we want to see is them at least put out an effort, and them losing games. If they lose a close game, we're going to say, damn, man, the Bulls played a hell of a game. They just lost, You know, they just lost against a better team that made better plays down the stretch. You know, so as long as the Bulls just keep that same chemistry going as far as being there with each other on the court, they should be just fine.
That's so true, man. And you said a lot right there, man. That was very well said because as long as you're showing effort, like you know, you can win by a little or lose by a little. You know, you shouldn't be getting these crazy blowouts by teams that we think are lesser than you. If anything, you're showing that you're on the same level as these teams that you should beat. When the fans and everybody else think you should, we should really beat these teams, but you're not. So basically, you're on the same level as some of these teams that don't have a DeMar or Zach LaVine and Vucevic, and you know what I mean. It's like you putting out
Yep.
a message that hey, we're just as bad as these bad teams. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly.
But hey, man, if you got anything else you want to pull up here, go ahead before we do this outro video, man.
I sure do, man. And I told you guys that we was gonna come back to this topic, and I pulled up something on Twitter late last night, and here it is. This is Stacey King, pretty much talking to I don't know who this person is with a blue check, Dario Menendez, I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. Had something to say about Stacey King. This is what he in the Bulls announcers. This is what he had to say. Bulls announcers should be embarrassed. Stop buying into fake narrative. Allen has 4 career technical fouls. I believe that's what he's trying to say. DeRozan has 7 this season, and trying to rally up the fan base. G Walker, what you think about what this guy just said?
So this sounds like he is a supporter of Grayson Allen. You know, they can bring whatever stats they want to bring up for technical fouls and saying DeMar has 7 this season to say that DeMar is more demonstrative or more aggressive than Grayson Allen. This is not about text. This is about being a dirty player. You know, he pretty much destroyed Caruso's season last year when we were one of the top teams
Mm-hmm.
about pulling them out of the air. So this isn't about text. This is about dirty plays.
Yeah, and I agree. I agree with you, man. This was just a very it was just very ignorant on this guy's part. And then you have the nerve to to say this about Bulls announcers to where they didn't say anything wrong about it. They just said, hey, this guy is making unnecessary plays out there. He's getting guys. He could potentially getting players hurt out there. These players have families. These players have they have to provide for their family. And when you do that to them, you taking food out their kid's mouth. Let's be real. That's exactly what you're doing. So, Grayson Allen just he has to really just chill out with these unnecessary fouls that he's doing to these players, man, because it's not a good look. But this is what Stacey King had to say. He said, embarrassed. Why? We spoke facts, my guy. You must have went to Duke, or you must be related to this kid. He's a dirty player.
Right.
Has been since his days at Duke. I guess the foul on Caruso last season, G Wood just spoke on that. Was clean too, right? He says I don't know what this I guess it said get the fuck out of here. I guess that's what it means.
Yeah,
Um
get the fuck out of here.
yeah, and go somewhere else with your BS antics about in season text.
Yeah,
Clown.
analytics about in season and tests. Like, yeah, we're talking about dirty play. We're not talking about technical fouls, bro. So for him to try to push that narrative that it's about technical fouls, lets everybody know that he was really trying to throw off the scent of Grayson Allen being a dirty player, and Stacey King called him out on it, man, and told him everything that I would have said or you would have said.
Correct, man. Correct. But pretty much, man, that's pretty much it for us, man. We covered a lot in this video. And the Bulls got ups and downs, but hey, they getting it together just like the CNG podcast got ups and downs. Sometimes we're gonna go through our little stuff, but hey, we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep it pushing. But hey, man, this is the last video of 2022. G Walker, this was one hell of a year, man. It's been a blessing to be doing this with you so far, man. 2023 is gonna be a lot of changes, man. So you guys make sure you go follow us on Facebook at the CNG Podcast. Also, make sure you go subscribe to the YouTube channel, the CNG Podcast. Make sure you go and follow on Twitter at the CNG Podcast. Also, we got Spotify and Apple Music and all that. So y'all make sure y'all go follow us, man, because next year is gonna be a lot of stuff going on, and we don't want y'all to miss it, man.
You heard what he said. Go follow Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. Next year's going to be good, even better. That's pretty much it for me, and that's pretty much it for me and my partner. We're going to hit you guys with this outro video, and that's it, man. We'll holler at you guys next Friday or 2BD. That means to be determined. So stand by to stand by.
Happy New Year, y'all. Happy New Year. Take care.